What's the deal, people? It's your boy Nigel Byam, and I'm here with a special guest, my brother for years. He's been in the music industry, been doing this thing around the world. But as you guys know, he could probably do his introduction better than I can. My brother, thank you for coming on Inside TV.
Thanks for having me.
Tell the people who you are and exactly what you do.
All right, well, my name is Young Image, artist, writer, I would say. Yeah, for the most part, I've been doing music for maybe about closer, I think I lost count, maybe about 10 years now. Yeah, but everything is a learning experience, so I've been growing and doing a lot of different things. But yeah, that's pretty much sums it up.
That's big. Right,
artist slash writer,
yeah. I love that. So I want to know, let's start from the beginning. Your background, how you got into the music, you know what I mean? And then, was it an influence from your culture or you just really gravitated to the music?
So, yeah, well, my love for music came naturally, right? So it's like my father used to always play music when I was younger, mostly reggae, like a lot of cultural music and stuff like that, as most of us grew up on that, in the Caribbean and stuff like that. So the love of music was always there. And my brother used to play music too. Well, he still does play music, but more as a hobby and the love for it. So that kind of like brought me into the vibes of trying to get more involved in music. But musically, as a person, we don't have no musical background in a sense where I came from an artist background or anything like that. So that came from me loving the thing so much. And
makes sense.
I just said, let me try a thing. And then, because now I used to always, what I used to do, right? So something, I don't know if people used to do it before, but so me, from my love for dancehall, right? I used to want to love dancehall so much. I wanted to learn exactly all the twang and how they speak. So I used to listen to them on my headphones, right? And I used to sing and I used to rewrite the individual music.
Oh, okay.
So just as how I hear it, I used to write it. Like, no matter if I hear some kind of ching, 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 I was like, however I hear it, I'm writing it like that. So I would repeat it and sing it exactly like that. So now back in like high school days, I used to hang around a lot of, mostly Jamaicans,
New York,
Caribbean,
Brooklyn kind of vibe,
You get lumped in the same thing. So it's like a lot of the time people thought I was Jamaican for a long time. So so then I used to start vibing out to some dancehall music, and then men used to do like DJ in the lunchroom and thing like that. And that's where I learned my little vibes, you know what I mean? So just being around that kind of vibes and the dancehall culture. Yeah.
So from the dancehall, we all know Soca, dancehall is
like brother sister.
Yeah, it's intertwined. So how did this Soca come apart now? Like, we all know background-wise, Canadian, and we predominantly Soca, but we do have a heavy, dancehall and reggae culture as well.
And he used to have a lot of hip-hop vibes too.
Exactly. We got a couple rappers, we got a couple of them. So how did the Soca come apart now? Like, how did that build to that level?
So that really was, we always love Soca, that's the thing. You know what I mean? So I just always wanted to do something different. Because at the time now, a lot of, I don't want to say, but a lot of Soca artists just complain about a lot of different things.
The business aspect.
About the business aspect.
Right.
So I was like, do I really want to go into that, boy?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was just like, you know what I mean? It just actually happened. My first actual recording was, I'm big up to men like GRE, big up to men like Sheriff. Those are people like Foundation, D-Fire, who actually pushed me to becoming an artist. Because they knew my dancehall background and stuff like that. And then I think Sheriff was the one who actually linked me to GRE. So that's when the Soca thing started popping up. Through GRE, now start doing some movements and start doing some tunes there with him and working with him, learning a lot. So shout out to GRE. Any interview I do, I must mention GRE. That's where the foundation is, right? So I think now the big break was, the first song I did was a song called Gale, the Gale Anthem. And that was on GRE rhythm. What was the rhythm called, boy? I think the kayak, was it the kayak something rhythm? Yeah, and then that got a nice little forward there, and then from that, I think the following year I did a tune with Mr. Legs called No Worries.
Big up Legs.
So the No Worries now kick off, and then after that kick off, I was just like kind of like stuck in the soca in a sense.
Right.
So it's kind of like I just dropping it and then it happened, and then I just like, you know what, let me build and bring my vibes to this kind of music here, and kind of maybe see what I could do, because at the end of the day, you have to bring your own vibes to this music here, because everybody gonna wanna, they always wanna, hey, it's a job, job, and I used to hate that.
And speaking about vibe, right?
Yeah.
Initially, right, and you guys would definitely see clips about his vibe. It's very different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where does that style come from? Like, you know, it's very different to the average soca music fan, I would say, right? So where does that vibe come from with you?
So I think that just come natural of me being who I am, you know, because I like a lot of different music. So I'm not closed-minded when it comes to the music. I mean, I could listen to alternative music, reggaeton, you know, all different kinds of music, to a point where I could be anywhere and then I could enjoy myself, you know what I mean? So I think that's where the vibes come in, and then me just being in Brooklyn vibes, of course, you know, being around Brooklyn, and, you know, me having my kind of idea of how I envision certain things and certain music. So it's like I always want to be different. I don't never want to sound like somebody else. You know, that's my thing. I never really wanted to be. I never wanted to dress like nobody. I never wanted to sound like nobody. So when people kind of like see me, that's why I kind of named myself Image, because my name's we don't want to go into no grow up. Them kiddie names, oh gosh. Them kiddie names could have never worked with this music here.
I'm telling you. I love the fact that, you know, you explain what your name actually means within the music and the vibe of it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So touch a little bit more on that, like, you know, the image, right? You know, it's a broader aspect than just the.
It's a lot of different.
Yeah, just the word. So tell the people a little bit about that image.
So the image is pretty much. I think I had one said in a little rap before. If my music don't sell, I'ma sell my image.
Love that.
So the image now is a kind of like an image of me and an image of my surroundings. So that kind of incorporate everything that I do in certain music, where you might find a touch of a brethren of mine, a sister of mine, family members, all these kind of things. And then I just plug in the young, because I just didn't want to say image. I just want to be like, and then Hova used to always be like, young.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of grabbed that. It's kind of like, so that's why it's like, it's not really like saying young, because that's why I removed the O. So it's Y-U-N-G.
Right.
So it's kind of like that kind of vibes. It's like young image.
And I love the whole the originality of everything you do. Like you said, from the way you dress, from the way you actually present your music, you know, it's an image of you, and it's an image, everything that kind of molded you into the human being that you are today.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So I love that aspect. So tell the people a little bit about what's next, what you got out, what's coming, what's the deal?
Next, I got let's see what's out right now is a lot of music. I have a lot of different music outside right now. Last year I released an EP called Revibes. It was a compilation of all my releases for the year. Soca White. That was my first Soca EP actually.
Okay.
So it's Revibes. It's available on all digital platforms. You can go pre it and all of that. You know.
Sure. Also,
prior to that, I had a kind of fusion EP. It was dancehall mixed with Afro beats. So it's called Kid from Foreign, I believe. What was that name, man?
So much, you can't remember.
Yeah. Because me, I was write a lot. So so once I hear something that I like, and I was doing a lot of freestyles and just little things that I could adapt to, and just pretty much just exercise the mind in a sense.
Love that.
You know what I mean? So right now I have a couple things on the way too. We have Rum Friend out, you know, on the Road Max Rhythm. Big up to Power. You know, I have Not Like Me out as far as for this year on the Klungman Rhythm. Big up to DG. You know, and we have more things in the works. I have enough things in the works.
Love
enough things in the works.
So this whole vibe, this whole image, this whole you, you know what I mean? It's amazing, and I love to see the fact that, you know, a lot of our Grenadian people, sometimes we get stuck into this whole jab. Only, you understand? But I could honestly say they have a lot of artists now that's breaking barriers.
Man.
We're breaking the barriers now, so which is amazing to see.
Yeah, man, we're doing good.
We're doing real good. You know what I mean? So I love to see the fact that you are one of those artists that's actually breaking the barrier and surpassing just we type of soca. It's
Right.
not really just a we type of music, I should say. You know, you have man like Slaughter, you know, Dash is a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, boys, everybody have their own little vibe, and I love the fact that you actually doing that, right? So my next question for you now, before we get to the closing aspect, what would you tell your younger self right now? Now you experience what you experience. If you could go back and just whisper in yourself, in your ear, what would you tell yourself about your progress with music and how it's going to be and what you should, you know, just be cheerful about? What would you tell yourself?
So I would tell myself actually push harder and stay focused, and don't really take the little piece of blah you get here or there for granted. Whenever you get it, once that lane open, just bust it wide open and just go straight through.
Love that.
A lot of the times prior to that, before, I was pretty dabbling in a lot of different things, so it's like it wasn't really focused. So I would tell myself, like I tell my son right now, to stay focused on himself, you know what I mean?
Love that.
So I would basically say that, stay focused, don't take nothing for granted, and just make your mind up pretty quick of what you want to do, and then get to it.
Love that. Love that. That's a huge aspect, you know, just the focus aspect, because we all know we have a lot of distractions out there. And, you know, especially in the music industry, it can be a very tug-of-war situation.
Very much, very much.
Very tough tug-of-war situation. So it's nice to see that, you know, you have grabbed hold of what that actually means, right?
Yeah.
So the closing question I have for you now is, any advice for anybody that's inspiring to be an artist, whether that's soca, dancehall, or anything, what would you tell those individuals? How they should do that? What's the 30-second blueprint on how to become an artist?
So actually there's no 30-second on how to become an artist, right? You just become that way. I become an artist by just becoming by accident in a way. So sometimes if you love something, chase it. If you have a passion for something, chase it. And everything else will just fall in place at the end of the day.
Love that.
So that's what basically where my mindset is right now. Just putting in the work, let people see the journey and the longevity and the music. So now when I tell you what's my name is, and you Google that, then you should see the work for yourself. So now we can talk about something else now. Now how can we work to better both of our situation? You know what I mean? Business-wise, in an aspect. Now let's push, what can we make with the music? How can the music work for both of us? You know what I mean, in that sense. So stay focused and just like keep pushing for that. If you love it, if you have a passion for it.
Because you got to.
You have to, because it's a lot. It's going to be days where you're going to be like, can't do this shit.
Right.
There's going to be days like that.
That's real.
I know enough people who gave up and just fall back in again. But me, I always tell myself I ain't giving up until like I'm actually done. I want to see this thing all the way through.
Love that.
And I don't want my kids to see like, hey, he give up so I could give up too. That's one thing I always tell them, like, never give up on something. Just keep pushing. No matter how long it takes. Your journey is not the same journey as somebody else next to you. That might be a 30-second journey. Your journey might be 10, 15, 20 years. But then when you get there now and you got it, you can relax.
Love that, bro. So I want to thank you so much for being on Inside TV. Tell the people all your handles, where they can find you, your music, all that good stuff.
Yep, Inside TV, Young Fly Image, IG at Young Image Music, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your music, YUNGIMAGE. I'll go by the name of Young Image. Google me, you should see all my stuff, videos, you know, catalogs, catalogs of music, wherever you want, different vibes, you know, little videos, you know, little something, get to know me a little bit. More serious coming, you know what I mean? So yeah, big up all this stuff. Yeah, Young Fly Image, trying to check it. Yeah.
My boy, I appreciate you so much.
Respect.
Inside TV people, thank you guys for viewing. Check them out. Trust me, you won't regret it. I promise you. And you know I don't just tell you things just for telling you things. Check them out. Young Fly Image, we here. Inside TV. Peace out, family.